the time management industry is probably one of the biggest industries out there, right? People are constantly searching, how do I become more productive? How do I do more with less time? Where do I find buckets of time? How do I organize my time? There's an entire Pinterest industry devoted to how to organize yourself better. But there is one thing that not enough of us are aware of or really take into consideration when we're thinking about productivity. And that is, get ready for this, our menstrual cycle. Stick with me. Don't go anywhere yet. Stick with me. I cannot tell you that I am one of those people that that worries about where my productivity is coming from or any of that. But I do have months, I do have weeks where I know that I'm not being as productive as I could be, where emotionally I'm really not in the right space. But I had never really worried about tracking that, right? So are you with me so far? Like, forget I said menstrual cycle. Are you aware that there are certain weeks that things like emotions just feel heavier? There are some weeks where emotions feel lighter, where you feel most productive, where you feel highly energized, right? Like we all know that we have the good weeks and the bad weeks. But have you ever tried to map that to where you are in your biology? I have never done that. To this day, I have never done that. But I reveal in this interview that you're about to listen with the amazing Kate Northrup. Kate wrote the book, Do Less, which explains how your biology actually maps to how you feel during the month. And if you knew that, if you were armed with that knowledge, how much more productive would you be? If you knew that, hey, that week I'm probably going to be emotionally raw. Hey, that week I'm going to be full of energy. Hey, that week I should probably stay away from people. If you already knew those things, how would your life change? How would your business productivity change? How would your productivity in general change? How would your relationships change? That is a conversation that we're having with Kate Northrup right now. So, but I always like to give a little bit of context to these things. My name is Coveney. I'm a marketing strategist and business coach and podcaster. And I aim to interview the top most successful people out there in a way that makes you feel like you are interviewing them, in a way that I'm taking the questions right out of your mouth and just passing them on so that you can sit there, be a fly on the wall while I'm talking to people who have achieved extreme success. And Kate Northrup is one of those people. She has created an amazing community of influence around her where people are hanging on to her every word. Whatever she says, whatever she tells you to do, people are hanging on to it because it works, because it's based on science and biology. And we're going to get into all of that stuff in this episode. So if you're looking to be more productive, you're in the right place. Now, in terms of context, I've never been that person. I came from a corporate project management background. Do you really think that I mapped my corporate projects based on my cycle? No way. No way. I would have just sounded crazy. I would have just sounded like, like all those stereotypes like about women are true. Like I would have had all this fear. I mean, this is just not how you behave in a corporate environment. Like if anybody has ever been in corporate, you understand what I'm talking about. You're not going to map your projects in corporate to how you feel or what your menstrual cycle is. So I come from that. I come from that background. So it wasn't until I became more independent, right? It wasn't until my projects were really for me and for my own clients rather than for a corporation. I know, I'm awesome. I'm awesome at speaking. That I can give myself the freedom to experiment with certain things. And if productivity was an issue, then I would be looking at ways to be more productive. So I actually looked this up. Right now, TMI alert, I am at the phase in my cycle where I just finished going through my period. So I looked it up. What should I be feeling right now? According to this do less methodology, where should I be? And right now, apparently, is the time for me to really like hit the pedal to the metal, is to go full on getting clients, being creative, creating more things. Like this is the high energy time. And when I look at how my life has been for the past few days, I actually signed 2 new big clients. I was up last night thinking of brand new ideas. A couple days ago, I sat down and I created an entire SOP workflow, standard operating procedure workflow, for one of my virtual assistants to help me recreate or reformat all of my blog posts. Like I am definitely right now in a creation space. Does that have anything to do with my cycle? Kate Northrup says that it does. So if you've been struggling with productivity and you've been ignoring your basic biology, maybe this is exactly what you need to be listening to right now. As an entrepreneur, best-selling author, and mother, Kate Northrup supports ambitious people to light up the world without burning themselves out. Kate teaches how to heal your relationship with money, time, and work. She's the author of the bestsellers Money, a Love Story, and Do Less, the creator of the Do Less Planner, and the host of the top-ranking podcast, Plenty. Her work has been featured by the New York Times, Oprah Daily, The Today Show, Glamour, Harvard Business Review, and more. She lives with her husband and business partner and their 2 daughters in Miami. And I headed down to Miami to interview Kate in the flesh, in person, and I can't wait to share this interview with you. So make sure you hit subscribe and follow wherever you're watching this so you don't miss another one of these episodes. If you are on YouTube, all you have to do is click right here to see the interview. And if you're listening on the podcast, this episode begins now.